Kim. Thank you so much for
Hey.
meeting with me today.
Yep.
We're celebrating Women in Construction Week, so it's great to talk with you. Can you start by saying your name and your position here at New Atlantic?
Yes, Kim Stancill, and I'm a senior PM.
And how long have you been with us?
23 years, I think, roughly.
Yeah,
It's been a long time.
awesome. So what drew you to the construction industry, and what do you think do you like about the industry so far?
Um, so really, I wasn't drawn into it. I guess I kind of fell into it. After college, I had my own daycare and just randomly just kind of decided after 5 years, I think, of doing that was probably not going to be my long-term path. Um, just randomly having a conversation with one of my friends and telling him I needed to find a new job. And, he just kind of mentioned, hey, you can come work with me. I got a big project going on. At the time, I knew nothing about construction, didn't really understand even what I was like signing up for, but I was like, yeah, why not? I'll try something new. Um, so basically, I started with him at Precision Walls and literally started from the ground up, picking up trash, insulating walls, monitoring like daily production rates on people hanging drywall. And then, through the course of a year, he basically taught me how to read blueprints and got me trained enough with like framing walls and being able to understand what it took to, run crews. And then kind of just decided to start running my own crews for Precision. Um, and then Precision Walls was a sub to New Atlantic on one of our first hospital jobs. And I was running the crews there. And at the time, New Atlantic's president offered me a position as an assistant super, and that I just never looked back. Took the
Yeah,
position and went forward.
yeah, absolutely. So, tell me about any career milestones that you're really proud of.
um, So, I've gone through like all the steps kind of with New Atlantic. I was the assistant super is what I started as, then superintendent, assistant PM, PM, and senior PM. So I can't say that there's one milestone that I'm more proud of. I think I'm proud of all of them because they helped me evolve to the next, path and get me to where I am today. I think coming up through all of those positions kind of gives you a good mindset of, um, each role and how important each role is, and just learning everything you can from, again, the ground up. I think it's beneficial for me, at least, being a woman in construction, to have all that really specific knowledge from a superintendent standpoint, to where when now being a PM, I understand a lot more of what the specific needs are for the projects. Um, and just, I feel like it helped me grow. I think every position helped me grow. And so I think I'm proud of all of them.
Yeah. And so you kind of touched on how your experience kind of influences your leadership skills. So
Yeah.
how have your leadership abilities kind of evolved, or how has your style kind of changed?
Um, well, I would say that definitely, when you're an assistant super and then, a super, what you're kind of like what you're managing from a leadership style is way different than when you get into the PM side. Um, I would say from the assistant role, superintendent, to assistant PM and PM, you know, you don't do as much mentoring, I think, big picture things. But then I really do think moving into senior PM role, and with our company growing and with us hiring new people, and we're having bigger teams, definitely, I think I've taken more of a kind of a hands-on approach with helping to train the next generation of people and kind of making sure they know like the New Atlantic way of doing things, because we've been successful for a reason. And I think it's has a lot to do with how, I was trained and the leadership that I got. So I just try to kind of use that same leadership going forward with everybody else. So I think it definitely has evolved from, being a superintendent to now being a senior PM.
Yeah. And so you talk about kind of mentoring the next generation of construction workers. How have you seen any differences, any expansions in women in construction that are coming in from your time at the beginning to now?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot more awareness with like diversity and inclusion. I think companies are actively, recruiting women, offering better options, and, definitely creating mentorships and programs where, women can get some extra support to come into an industry that is, primarily male dominated or has been for a long time. I mean, I think there's probably a lot of progress to be made, but definitely, the momentum is there, and I think it's leaps and bounds from where it was when I started.
Yeah. So finally, do you have any advice for a woman who's considering going into construction, or maybe just considering going into, like you said, that male-dominated field in general?
Well, I would say that, a lot of women assume they can't handle physical demands, or they don't want to work in the field. But in reality, I think women can excel in whatever they want to do. If that's the path that they want to choose, I think they can do it, from a trades perspective to a project management perspective to leadership roles. I would just say, go for it. Do not let the stereotypes keep you from doing what you want to do, or hold you back from doing what you think you might be interested in. I think that they just need to find people that are in the industry, like me and many others at this stage, and, ask questions, take the opportunity to learn everything they can, to prove themselves. And I mean, I think that, like I said, I think they can do anything they want. And I don't think they should ever stop because they think it's male dominated, because I think that definitely is a thing of the past.
Absolutely. And that mentorship, like you said, is so important.
Yes.
Yes. Well, Kim, thank you for talking with me today. I appreciate your time.
Yep. Thank you.